America today, we are wasting 40% of the food. If we could just recapture a half of that, 2/3 of that, I'm pretty sure we could solve the hunger and security problem in the country. Some of the statistics are pretty sad. In inner cities, it seems that it's easier for a child to get a gun than it is to get an apple. And their main nutrition comes a lot of times from Dr. Pepper and Doritos. Some stores just don't want to deal with donations. For whatever reason, inventory control or labor costs, I don't know. I do know that a lot of them throw it away. Some even go as far as pouring bleach on it to keep someone from taking it or getting sick from it, then suing the store. Now, there was the Good Samaritan Act, which allows you to donate and not be liable for anyone getting sick. Of course, anyone can sue anyone, but this law does allow donations to go through without any liability.
Hi everybody, and welcome to Joseph Storehouse, a non-profit food salvage store. Salvage stores are profitable businesses. However, let us show you why this very different salvage store is far superior and what it means to work and shop here. Come along with us as we learn about Joseph Storehouse's unique mission.
Hello, my name is John Arena. I am the CEO, the founder, and the president of Joseph Storehouse Fort Lauderdale, Inc. We're a food bank. In 2003, we had an opportunity to take over a nonprofit that was doing credit counseling, and we converted, at the time, 168 clients into 12,000 clients for debt relief. During that time, we really felt the Lord knocking on our hearts to teach financial literacy, and in doing that, we also then felt led to feed people food, give them groceries to offset their budget deficit. And that's where the food pantry industry got under our skin and in our spirits and hearts, and we had a chance to take over a food bank that had closed down, Crossroads Food Bank, and in doing that, the Joseph model started. Food desert is categorized a couple different ways by the USDA. One is there's not enough food in the area. The other is there's food in the area, but not enough money, the residents can't afford the food in the area. And it turns out in the founding of Joseph's, in the book of Exodus, it talks about how Joseph fed the nations by selling them the grain. And it wasn't given away during the worst famine in probably world history. The grain was sold, not given away. So I noticed that a lot of food pantries in our area complaining about the same people coming all the time, the people going from pantry to pantry, and it seemed like something wasn't right. And I think we're enabling more people than we should with food pantries.
The founders, Jeannie and John, just had such a great concept to take what would have normally been surplus and make it usable for the community. And there's so many people, you could see to my right, there's all these people waiting to come in. I mean, it's amazing the money that people get to save.
I'm a huge advocate for trying to use the food that would normally go in the trash. I used to come on a bicycle and a bus, fill up my cart. For $20, I could get all the food I needed for a month.
As far as working for Joseph's, the environment's a little different because it is a faith-based environment. We believe in Jesus Christ and the power and the strength. So when there's an issue that comes up, we just pray about it.
And this becomes such a blessing to the local community to be able to support their home lives. We also provide ministry, we provide prayer, we provide edification and encouragement to everyone who walks in the door.
My job here, first and foremost, is to serve others. It's ministry. You know, it's ministry to others and just helping them eat the best that they can and as healthy as they can for the lowest possible price.
We actually had two gentlemen come to us and confess that they were at their wits' end. One guy was actually going to kill himself. He had no food, he wasn't providing for his family, he had no hope, and after many months, after hours counseling and praying with him, he divulged this to me that, hey, you know what, I was on the brink of ending my life. And then another gentleman was just like, more casually, just you saved my life and my family. So we never know what's going on behind the scenes. In the future, we would look at people's budgets and give them a shopping card based on their budget. And for instance, a single mom with nothing may get a 95% discount. People like us who want to support the mission could just go in and get us flat 50% off, where people are shopping and also being counseled. And then in the back, we would be serving the food pantries and soup kitchens and the church programs. I understand there are some other kind of grocery stores, 5 and 10 stores, whatever they be called, that do work with the discounted food items. The difference is they're just for profit and they need to make the money they make every month. We have to make enough to keep the doors open, and whatever's left over we give away. And it turns out it's about half the food. Half the food we receive or purchase, we end up giving away to local food banks or food pantries or soup kitchens. And that's where it goes back to where the public is shopping and saving and supporting those needs. Yeah, last year we did about £1 million through the front door, which is the community shopping program. And that allowed us to give away almost £1 million to soup kitchens and food pantries that had no budget.
My name is Joseph Abraham. I'm with the International Street Outreach. Through the help of Joseph Storehouse is bringing in tons of food to our community here, and we are able to distribute it.
The food pantry has been very helpful for me and my family. There's times that we don't have, and we can always depend on Pastor Abraham and the ministry to help us.
We believe in reaping and sowing, and if you're just taking all the time, it's hard to be part of that whole reaping and sowing concept. We believe in God's economy. There's enough to go around. Just that the individuals, for whatever reason, maybe greed, maybe just not, maybe a little lazy, or not putting the effort in to get the food in the right hands. It's a basic building block. The birds don't worry about eating, so we shouldn't. To think that a child would go to bed not knowing where his next meal coming from is a little sickening because of how much is being wasted. We've gone from dealing with the local delicatessen and grocery store to the bigger chains. Now it's finally morphed into us actually dealing with the trucking terminals where they would just pull up and they can load us with 10 or 12 pallets at a time, whether it be produce or dry goods or frozen and refrigerated items. Florida is a weird state because it's like a one-leg state for the truckers. So as they're coming down here, they also have to think about getting out of the state and going back and retracing the route. So they have to find a load to go out. So a lot of times the food that comes in, it's too expensive to go back if it's down and get rejected. So that's how we get a hold of a lot of stuff. A lot of the food banks we've dealt with in the past, even some of the food pantries, tend to hoard a little bit. And it could cause some problems, I think, with the giving side, then you can't receive anymore. So we'd like to keep things moving. It comes in, prayerfully it's gone in about a week. So I think the larger scale food banks may not work out in the future because they need to be more locally centered for the community. And that's what we believe we're doing with Joseph's. Right now we're in the process of putting together a business plan to show HUD how they can plant a seed in a particular food desert anywhere in the country and get this started up. We would need the seed money for the building, the trucks, the forklifts and whatnot. And we believe it takes about 6 months of operation for the food bank then to be self-sustaining and not need any more government money. It's hard to pinpoint exactly where a family's coming from sometimes, but if there's a need, I think we can meet it through both of us working together, food pantries and us as a shopping grocery store type operation. I believe the stigma of a food pantry or food bank kind of goes away when you're shopping. So maybe some people that ordinarily wouldn't go to a food pantry to get a handout because they're a little bit concerned that someone else needs it more than them. But I think by them shopping, it changes the whole dignity aspect of it. It's interesting, in the news today we hear a lot about the redistribution of wealth. I think we leapfrogged over the food part. I think we should start with the food, make sure it's getting spread around again. Not always giving it away, but if someone has to pay for it, with some time volunteering or just whatever in their budget, as opposed to paying full retail or not being able to afford retail. So maybe redistribute the food in a more fair fashion. That could help us gain economic stability. So you never know what's going to happen from day to day. In July 2018, I was diagnosed with early classic Parkinson's. So we're fighting through it. I plan to be a part of this as long as I can. And actually I'm able to use some of the healthy options available here to treat the Parkinson's. So it's a good fit for not just the community, but me also. I'm so thankful that God gave me the opportunity to serve here at Joseph's in this food desert in the South Florida region. It would be a wonderful thing to see Joseph's continue on throughout the country and maybe throughout the world, because we really believe in the model and it does work.
Oh, blessed are those who walk in your way.